All right, so let us prepare. Let us prepare. You are welcome to open up a window, close doors, silence phones, look around your space. See if there's anything in your space that you'd like to move out of your visual field so that you can settle into the self for this next 30 minutes. You're welcome to look at the screen to see what I'm up to. I'll spotlight me. It's fine to follow along, and it's also equally okay to listen to the words and move in your own way. You can tune out my words entirely, or you can just let them wash through. It's fine if you do something completely different. You're here to honor yourself and honor your own practice, and what I suggest may or may not be wonderful for you today. And if it is, then that's great. And I think we spend a lot of time with this narrow focused vision, right? With all of our wonderful screens and the connection opportunities and the education and information and entertainment that's in our little windows, our little boxes. So feel free to consider if today's a good chance to maybe not be so focused and just let the instructions wash over you. If you feel any sharp or shooting pain, any discomfort, please back off. It could be that there's a therapeutic move in there that would be beneficial. And above all, let's do no harm today. All right, I think we'll get into it. I'm going to open my window up, take my own advice. If you don't have a window near you, maybe there's a plant you can see. It's wonderful to practice outside. Let this be an experience of receiving the balm, the healing balm of nature. Rub your hands together. Moving side to side, opening and closing your mouth. Blinking your eyes. Feeling the earth beneath you. The earth has one clear message. I am here to support you. I've got you. Feel that bounce a little bit. Notice that the earth doesn't move away from you. It's steady. It's here. Always present. Releasing your hands, reaching your hands towards the sky, looking up, tilting your beautiful face to the sun. Whether you can see it or not, imagine the sunlight beaming down into your face and use your hands to welcome it in, to wash the sun over you. Bring your hands to your head, to your face, brushing off your face. Clearing out leftover stale energy so that we can receive what is new. Shaking your hands and then start brushing your arms. Imagine you got out of the shower and there's no towel. So you're going to do your best to brush off all the extra water so that when you go to the closet to get a towel, you don't end up with a puddle on the floor. So you'd be thorough, brushing off every part of your body, your sides, under the arm, your hips, your legs, your knees. Notice that sigh just wants to come out, right? Making a sigh or a sound. And start to shake along with that. Shake, shake, shake. Shake like it Doesn't matter what it looks like. There's no form to shaking. This is an energetic practice, releasing what no longer needs to be here. Breathing in through your nose and out with a sigh. Moving your whole body in a way that feels good, or at least that feels like it's all moving. Shake one leg, shake the other. Keep going with it. Shake your shoulders, shake the hips. Let yourself crack open this morning. That's how the light gets in, friends. Let those cracks be here. This is a class where there's no need to hold it all together. You all do that so well in your life. All the details. Our ancestors did not have to deal with the level of detail that we do these days. We did not evolve in environments with millions of pieces of information that we're navigating. So for this half hour, set all that aside. Let the world carry on without you. Roll the shoulders. Inhale and exhale with a sigh. Blinking your eyes. Licking your lips. Open your mouth really wide. Open your mouth really wide and stick your tongue out. Good. A little more. What haven't you shaken? Can you shake your feet a little bit more? The toes, bend the toes backwards and forwards. Have you shaken yourself into a soft smile? Good. All right. Now let it slow down and let your body just soften into a stance that feels a little effortless. Check your shoulders, check your hips, check your head. Try to balance and stack your hips over your feet and your head and your shoulders over your hips. Let the arms relax. Let your teeth and lips separate. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Now let the hands come and cover the lower belly. And breathe in and let this area fill up like a balloon. Receive the breath deep into your body. And as you breathe out, press just a little bit to make sure you're exhaling completely. Breathing in, filling. Breathing out, emptying. Soften the knees a little more. Let your tailbone be heavy and the top of your head be light. See if you can create a little more length along the spine. Now come fully into this abdominal breathing. So this is our awareness practice for today. Our focus is this breath. This is the simplest foundational part of great energy Qigong, is connecting to this abdominal breath. When you're breathing consciously deep into the abdomen, you are soothing the nervous system. You're activating the rest and relax, allowing your body to heal, food to digest, and your mind to become a little steadier. So using your hands if you need to, breathing in and breathing out. And then when you're ready, release the hands and see if you can keep this breath still going. Put your mind in the depths of this breath and let it rest there. So as we move through our open the gates process, the movements are simple. So see if you can practice keeping the mind in the belly, keeping this breath moving. The next time you inhale, you can bring the hands up in front of you and start to flex the hands forward and backward. Now we're doing two things. We're flexing and we're breathing. And your attention is on the breath. So open the gates refers to a approximately 10-minute warm-up that articulates every joint in the body. These are thought to be energy gateways, where energy can become stuck or stagnate. And so by moving them all comprehensively, top to bottom, or any order really, we check and see if there's anything that needs to be freed. And you can start to extend the elbows. There's a movement, there's sensations with the movement, and there's the breath. Curling the fingers all the way in, making sure you get the joints in each of your fingers. Good. And then shoulders up and back and down. And then let's bring the hands up to the shoulders and start to rotate the elbows backwards. Letting this movement go all the way down to your feet. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. And then forward with the elbows. Letting your spine be involved. Let these movements be fluid, rippling through your body, paying attention to the breath. Notice if a little tension is building in the neck now. So we'll release the hands. And for the neck, you can do either the U shape with your chin and head, or you can make a full circle if that feels wonderful for your neck. Breathing in, breathing out. Going both ways. And now releasing, roll the eyes in a few circles, and then blink. Eyes in circles, and then blink. Go both directions. And then you can look up and you can look down. And you can look up, and you can look down. All right, let's move down the body. You can bring the hands to the hips or to the lower back and start to circle the hips. Make sure your feet are a little wider than hip width apart so that you can be steady for this. Letting out a sigh or a sound. So we breathe into the belly through the nose. This is one of the methods of cultivating qi, cultivating energy, is breathing through the nose into the belly. A very potent form of qi, of prana, energy, comes in with the breath. We receive it fully. And then whenever there's a sigh or a sound, you can let that out. Going the other way. If you don't know what sound to make, you can play with any of the vowels. Or if you've studied the 6 healing sounds. It's a very old practice. But the 6 healing sounds just came from people exploring sound. So you don't need to go study or learn what the sounds are. Let your body make whatever sounds it wants to naturally. Now, moving further down the body, you can straighten and bend your knees. Feeling your thighs warm up and activate. Your thighs are very strong. Relish the strength. Feel that. And then come to stand on one leg and support yourself on a chair, table, the wall. And then start to swing the leg, loosen the hip. Kick the knee. And then you can flex and point the toes. And bend the toes backwards and forwards. And the other one. Swing the leg. Whenever that sigh wants to come out, whenever that sound wants to come out, apply this liberally. Breathing in and out through the nose and releasing anything that's here to release. Kicking the knee. Good. And you can point and flex the toes, the foot. And bending the toes backwards and forwards. And then a moment of freestyle. Where in your body haven't you attended to? Maybe there's tension or just a sense of, something's pulling me here. And then shake once again. See if your body feels different in the shaking now, a little more open. Now let the feet be wider than hips width apart. Soften the knees, engage the navel point. So pull it in just a little bit. So there's a little bit of 2 things happening here. We're breathing deep into the belly and also lightly engaging our core. So if you're engaging your belly too much, then it's hard to breathe into the belly. And if you don't engage your core at all, then your body kind of slumps. So we want to find both at the same time. Little lifting of the perineum, and still the breath can be full. From this steady center, let your feet and knees be soft, and then start to turn from the waist and the hips. Knocking on the door of life. Let your hands knock into your body. You'll hear it. Be firm enough that you can hear a sound, and let the hands move around. This is a qi activation practice, and it also may loosen your back and your shoulders. Everything in Qigong does many things. If you hear somebody say, this does this and that does that, you can just acknowledge that they're speaking from what they've heard or their own experience. And for you, it might be different. We are complex, multi-dimensional beings. All of our actions ripple through many layers. As this starts to warm, you can go a little more briskly. Your arms are like empty coat sleeves. Tapping and bumping, as loose as can be, and you're still holding that core strength. You're moving from your center. Now, if you'd like, you can start to lift the heel. Either the heel away from where you're turning, or you can lift the foot in the direction that you're turning. Try them both. Lifting the toes or lifting the heel. Back to the center, shake it out. Bring the hands up by the shoulders. As you inhale, you can arch back. Exhale, round it in. Inhale, arch back. Exhale. Moving your whole body from the head all the way down to the hips. Now you can start to twist. So as you inhale, arch the back and turn and look over your shoulder and then come back to the front. A few more. And come on back. The next time you inhale, let your hands float up to the outside of the body, and then exhale, let them glide down in front of your body. This is called collecting the chi. Let's try again. Bring all of your awareness to the energetic sensations happening right now. One more time. Moving slowly so you can feel energy in your hands as you move through your own energy field. And see if you're still noticing the breath. And then as you inhale, let's come back into that bent knees and exhale back to straighten. So if you like this, inhale, sit down as deeply as you'd like, back in your heels, and exhale. moving and breathing. How nice. All right. Now come back to that ready stance. Feet are slightly wider than hips width apart. Navel is at 10% engagement, so you can still breathe. Tailbone is heavy. And imagine there's a string lengthening you up, holding you up. Bring both your hands up in front of your heart, and then press one hand down and the other hand up. And then come on through the middle. And then exhale. Other side. Inhale. Come on back through the middle. The hands pass each other. Exhale. So you're equally pressing down. This is called separating heaven and earth. And put some energy into this move. Imagine that you're pressing away something that has a little resistance. Into the middle and to the other side. Middle. Feeling this stretch go all the way down the outside of your body into the ankle, into your feet. Now start to bend the knees. So as we sink down, you're into a little bit more of a squat. And then there can be a little twist. So the hands in front of you as it reaches down. Let your hands float around. And then if you'd like, you can bring your arms into a circle to change sides. Imagine you're drawing that yin-yang symbol, the symbol of balance that is so well known. You're painting it with your fingers, and then switch. Your palms are away from each other as you press. Breathing through the nose. Sinking down into the knees. Noticing the breath in the belly. All of this at the same time is practicing Qigong. Creating, stimulating, building energy. Good. Now let's rest for a moment, and we'll do one more version of this. Let's come to stillness. Let's tune in within. We've done a lot of practice already today. These practices have a cumulative effect. Breathing in and breathing out. Notice any buzzing or tingling. Perhaps let your eyes soften or close. And really tune in within. Use all of your senses. Listening, looking, feeling. Look inside yourself and breathe. Now step the feet a little bit wider than hips width apart and turn the feet out and bend the knees. This is called horse stance. It can be high, or you can let the feet be wider and you can come down farther. But what's key is that your legs are engaged. So if you touch your thighs, you'll feel they're working. Okay, so the knees aren't straight. They're bent. Now, as soon as the legs start to work, we want to re-engage the core and the breath. Let's help out our legs and let the whole body engage in this work. So there's that 10% perineum lift. You bring your hand to the belly as the breath moving full. You want to give yourself the gift of lots of breath if you want to go through life vital. Don't starve yourself of this abundant resource. You taking deeper breaths does not take breaths away from somebody else. Give yourself this gift. Let's do a little twist. Bring the hands above the knees. Spin one hand in and let that shoulder lower. And look to the side and wring out your spine. Other side. And then come on back to the horse stance. Now what we'll be doing for our last version of separating heaven and earth is we're going to be bending forward and down, okay? So if that feels great for your back, you can come way down, maybe touching the floor, the earth, or if not so much, if your back is a little twingy today, then stay upright. So let's bring our hands and imagine there's an imaginary chi ball, energy ball between our hands. And then as you inhale, pull them apart. So one hand goes down and the other hand goes up. Now we rotate both hands, and here's that pressing apart like we were doing before. And then scoop forward. Both hands turn up as you bring your hands up in front of the body, and then the top hand flips down, and you sink down with a little compression of the chi ball. And then separate the hands. One hand comes up to the sternum, the other down to the pubic bone. Turn both hands, separate, and then forward, scoop down and up. So use your core here to protect your back. Flip the top hand, chi ball. Now you're on the other side. Pull it apart, separate, looking up, and then watching that hand as it goes down. Imagine you can pull energy up from the earth, almost like it's a well, an old well that you're using a bucket. You're pulling a bucket up with rope. Separate, scoop down. Here goes that bucket, pulling it up, letting this energy of earth stream up your legs into your center to nourish you. So here we go. Now that you know the move, this is our chi cultivation practice today. So do as many as you'd like, moving nice and slow, keeping your mind in the movements, staying connected to your breath. When breath, mind, and body come together, we're practicing Qigong, cultivating energy. A few more on your own, tuning in as best you can to every part of this movement. When you feel like that's complete, bring it to a close. Step your feet together silently. And then collect the chi, float the hands up to the side. Let your eyes naturally soften. And then now as you breathe in, let the hands float up in front of your body. And as you breathe out, they float down. So we're moving into our moving meditation now. And this is called open to flow. So the idea is that your whole body is rippling up and your hands are riding the energy, almost like a bird soaring on the thermals. So we're not doing this with the hands. We're trying to allow the breath and the energy to let these hands float up. So the goal with moving meditation and our Qigong practice is how little can you do and how much can you allow? So we're shifting the nature of the class. We were doing work, right? This is work, working the body. But now we've cultivated energy. We have a little more energy than when we started. So we want to let that flow unimpeded, flow without effort. So the hands float up and float down. The knees are straightening and bending a little bit. There's a bounce in the heels. Your toes are light. There's a moving forward and a moving back. So let your eyes become soft or wide and go within. And you can fine tune this by going faster and going slower and then finding the middle ground. So if I go fast, it's like clearly there's an effort and I'm losing the awareness. And if I go too slow, I'm missing the rising energy. So play with just this, open to flow. The hands can go high, they could stay very low, if that helps you find it. Roll the shoulders down and back. A little bit of engagement in the core to connect it all together. And then now let the hands float up and let them come down the outside. So visualize the shape of a torus. So a torus is kind of like a three-dimensional donut, right? There's a center, and then it goes up and around. Some models suggest that our energy field is in the shape of a torus, okay? Where it's like two circles on the outside or two ovals on the outside coming into the middle, almost like an hourglass shape. Okay, and it extends down below us and up above, and it's front to back as well as side to side. So just imagine that that's how your energy is flowing, and let your hands flow along with that. So it's circling. You can try in and down and up and around, or see if there's less resistance if you come up the center. And let this be a visualization. Imagine you can see these scintillating, sparkling lights of your own energy field, all different colors, the gold and silvers and whites from the heavens, the reds and the greens and the blues and the browns from the earth, all are present here. And paint this with your imagination and your body. From time to time, try a different move or a different direction, or make it a little larger or a little smaller or a little faster or a little slower. Anytime when you feel complete, we're going to come to rest, to sit, or to lie down. So if that already feels like a good time for you, then give yourself that gift. And if you're enjoying this flow, you could stay here a few more breaths. And as you make your way to rest, let yourself become completely comfortable. If you're lying on the floor, let your knees bend so your feet can be flat and your knees can touch. If you're coming to sit, let yourself be comfortable, not in a rigid kind of stance. Take a deep breath in and let it out with a sigh. Breath in and out with a sigh. Relaxing completely now. Letting go of all of your efforts. For these next few minutes, there's nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to practice. Let your gaze turn inward and imagine that there's a bright light at your center. And as you breathe in, this light gets a little bit brighter. And as you breathe out, this light disperses into your body. Every one of your trillions of cells is going to be bathed in this light. Breathing in, the light gets a little brighter at your center. Breathing out, let it swirl through your body so that every cell receives the brightness. If you'd like to stay here a little while longer, you can. Welcome to Tune Me Out. If you're feeling complete, you can start to move your fingers and your toes. Turning your head left and right. Making any movements or stretching that might feel nice for you right now. And if you're on the floor, you can bend your knees, roll over to the side, and start to make your way up. Bringing both hands to cover your heart. And thank yourself for taking this time to practice, to be, to breathe, to move, to take care of this miraculous vessel, this body and energy that is your home right now. And thanking all of your teachers, past, present, maybe in the future, whether they looked or sounded like a teacher or not. So many people have shaped you, have loved you into being. And then open your eyes, extend your hands, thanking everyone else in this classroom who came together to practice right now. And I thank you for the honor that it is to share these practices, to come together like this, for this precious, vital work. Thank you, everyone.